Hello students, today I will continue the chapter of civics. The chapter's name is judiciary system. In the last video I had explained to you the judiciary system, and again I have explained to you the Supreme Court, how the Supreme Court functions in our country, who are Chief Justice and other judges, what are the qualifications to be a Chief Justice or judges of Supreme Court, what are their term of service, what are their jurisdictions. In continuation of those points, today I will touch the point of high courts. If you go through the book, you will find a lot of things about high courts. The high court is the highest judicial authority in a state. Sometimes you will find that two or more states can share the same high court. For example, in Chandigarh there is a high court which caters to the needs of two states of Punjab and Haryana and one union territory, Chandigarh. Likewise, Chief Justice of India, here Chief Justice is also appointed. The Chief Justice of a High Court is appointed by the President of India, and of course in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of the concerned state. In the same way, other judges of high courts are also appointed. Now we will understand what is the eligibility to be a Chief Justice or a judge of a high court of any state in our country. To be a high court judge, a person should be a judicial officer with at least 10 years experience in India, or a high court advocate with at least 10 years experience. The tenure of service. In your book, it is explained as term. A high court judge retires at the age of 62. However, during the term, he can be removed in the same way as the Supreme Court judges. The salaries and allowances are determined by the Parliament. Now, the important points of high courts are jurisdictions. The jurisdiction of the high courts extends to two areas. First is original jurisdiction. A high court exercises original jurisdiction over cases involving fundamental rights and cases involving disputes related to the state's elections. Second jurisdiction, that is appellate jurisdiction. A high court also has appellate jurisdiction over civil and criminal cases brought in appeal against the decisions of the district courts. In the pyramid of judiciary system, as I have already explained to you, is the lowest level. At the lowest level, if you go through at the lowest level, you will find that subordinate courts are functioning. As you know that our country is a big country. Again, our country is divided into several states. Likewise, a state is also divided into smaller administrative divisions, which are known as districts. The courts in the districts are subordinate to the high court of the state. There are several types of courts in a district. First, I will cover civil court. The highest civil court in a district is the court of the district judge. The district judge in this court hears civil cases and appeals against the judgments of the lower courts. Additional judges are appointed to assist the district judge. The civil judge and munsif also hear cases which are then presented before the district judge. Next court is criminal court. The sessions judge presides over the highest court for criminal cases in the district. The district judge of the civil court also acts as the sessions judge in this court. In a criminal court, he is known as the sessions judge. In addition to this type of courts, there are different types of courts are also functioning in our country, like revenue courts. Here, the cases involving the payment of revenue are heard. In district, the highest revenue court is the court of the collector or the deputy commissioner. Nyay Panchayat. There are small courts held at district village level. It can hear petty civil and criminal cases. The Nyay Panchayat has the power to impose a fine up to a few hundred rupees. Appeals against these decisions are taken to higher courts. Often, one Nyay Panchayat serves several villages. In the last of this chapter, one new important point has been explained in your book, that is Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat, these are people's court which follow simple procedures to settle petty disputes. They save time and money of the people because the process of seeking justice through other courts is time consuming and expensive too. Lok Adalats are presided over by the retired judge. The disputing parties put forward their cases without any lawyers and get speedy justice. One more important point is PIL. PIL means public interest litigation. The matters relating to the public are known as public interest litigation. This type of cases are filed in any type of court, citing the problems being faced by public, where the cognizance of the matter is taken care of by the concerned courts. The concerned court may summon the different parties involved to the petition and hears or gives justices decisions according to the law of our country. Now the chapter is complete in all respects from the point of view of context mentioned in your book. If you have any question, query, suspicion, or any other issue relating to this chapter or other points that come in your mind but that is not concerned with this chapter, you may ask without any hesitation by putting a word, putting a sentence through WhatsApp message. I will try to give the answers of those questions, those doubts. I hope you are going through the chapter, you are enjoying, because this chapter is very interesting and this chapter is very useful in your coming days, and it helps also to understand the legal angle of our society. Therefore, this chapter has been explicitly mentioned as a special chapter in your book. Thanks. Thank you.